Are you currently living in a chaotic land of career and family, knowing that you need to make some changes? Maybe you've started a bit of a journey and you keep stopping, or you found that there is something that is really preventing you from doing something that you know you're capable of doing. Let's explore one of the many reasons why you may have some fear blocking your way. And what I want to specifically talk about today is the fear of who you become if you make those changes. And this is something that is so common among the professionals that I work with. They start making a change and they either are doing really well and they press the self-sabotage button and throw it all away just when things are getting good, or they really struggle to start in the first place. And one of the many questions that they haven't really realized is in their unconscious is, who do I become when I make this change? And what does it mean for me? So oftentimes they know what the end goal is. Oftentimes they know what their end goal is. They know what it is that they want to achieve. They know the growth that they want to make. But what they haven't considered is who they have to become to make that change and how life around them might change. But part of them has, because fear pops up and pulls them back. It's why we press that self-sabotage button. It's why sometimes we don't even start the process at all, because sometimes it's easier and more comfortable to stay in the comfort of your discomfort. You know who you are where you currently are. You know how to operate where you currently are. You know how everyone is going to operate around you, how you are. You have your coping mechanisms in place. You know exactly how to operate. Even if you're not happy, you become comfortable in that discomfort. But here's this thing over here that I really value. Here's this thing, this part of me that I really want to become, this personal growth that I really want to make, this change that I really want to make in my life. And it means a lot to me, but I don't know who I am when I become this. I don't know what it means for me when I become this. And so fear grows high and I run away from the fear storm and I stay comfortable in my discomfort. So if you think about it, you've maybe made some changes, you've been doing really well. Maybe it's been in a body transformation. Maybe it's been within your mind. Maybe it's been within your career. Maybe it's been within some relationships and you've been doing really well with it and you're seeing the change. And just as it's getting golden, you freak out and you fall off the wagon, so to speak, or you just decide, this is not for me, this isn't working, and fear wins and you go back to being comfortable in your discomfort, telling yourself that you're better off that way. And let's add on top of that deep-rooted feelings of maybe not feeling good enough, of not feeling worthy, of not feeling deserved. You're proving everything to yourself in this process, because over here is so valuable. We have to ask ourselves particular questions if we have a goal in mind. And it's, who is it, first of all, that I want to be? And one of the things I would always recommend is asking yourself to remove any barriers. Who is it I exactly want to be if there were no barriers in place, if there was no fear in place? So find that place within your mind, that person within your mind. What do they look like? What do they talk like? How do they carry themselves? What does it mean for me to be that person? Because what we need to remember is, for every change we make in our life, we have to birth a new version of us, whether it be we're starting a business, whether it be we're taking our business or our profession to the next level, whether we're having a promotion, we're maybe adding to our family, we're creating a new relationship, breaking up from a relationship. In every new transition we make, we have to birth a new version of us. We have a new experience and we have to become a different version of us. And that is basic, it's the basics of life. None of us want to be the same person we were when we were 20, though a lot of us try to be, despite the fact that we can't be that person anymore because we've carried the story. We've got the scars of the story. We've got the strength of the story to the point we're at now. So we want to be asking ourselves, who do I need to birth to become this person? Who do I need to be this goal? But then you've got to ask your question to yourself, What does it mean for the world around me? Because this is where most fear comes up. If I become this person and this is what it means for me, and this is what I'm going to look like, and this is what I'm going to talk like, and this is going to how I'm carry myself, and this is going to how it's changed my world. So again, ask yourself that question. How is it going to change my world? But then you have to look at, how is it going to change my world and the people around me? Because this is where most people's fear comes from. It doesn't come from the value at this side of, I'm going to be this person, it's going to feel like this, it's going to make this difference to me. It comes from the fear of the validation of those around you. If I become this person, who does it make me? And if it makes me this person, what does it mean for the people around me? Will they accept me? And sometimes they won't, but we have to remember we can only change us. We can't change the people around us. And sometimes people aren't ready to come on a journey with us. And that's okay, because they can join back in at a later date. People come and go from our life all the time. And we can't hold ourselves back based on other people. So ask yourself that. If I become this person, what does it mean for the people around me? And this is where that fear might come up, because you may have a huge fear of the rejection of the people around you. What if the people around me don't like who I become? What if the people around me aren't accepting of the journey that I'm on? What if they don't understand the journey that I'm on? What if they don't know this different person? And these are all valuable questions, but they're also questions that are likely holding you back from committing to the person that you want to be. Because if underneath you also have feelings of maybe not being worthy or deserve or feeling like a failure, the world around you and how it accepts you is vitally important. But the missing piece of the puzzle here is, if we have that value and that acceptance within ourselves, we don't need it from the world around us. We accept who we are, and we're unapologetically who we are. Step into our king and queenhood, and that means we live authentically, and that's a beautiful place to live. It's where fulfillment lies. But when we are living in this fear of, who am I going to be? What's it going to change me? What are these people around me going to think? That's when we hold ourselves back. So you really need to think about this and think about, is this the reason I am not making changes? Am I fearing rejection of those around me? Am I fearing rejection of the world around me? Am I fearing the change? Because as humans, oftentimes we don't like change. We're comfortable in our discomfort, remember? We're comfortable in the herd that we're in. Am I fearing that those around me aren't going to like this new version of me? But here's the $1 million question as well. What is it going to cost me to stay in my discomfort and stay being a person that I think everyone else wants me to be? Would my future self, and I like to connect with the 8-year-old self, would my future self be saying, my 8-year-old self be saying, well done, you lived your life for everyone else? Or would they be telling you to make some changes and live it for you? Do you want to get to 80 and realize you never stepped into your authentic king or queenhood? You stayed stuck in your prince or princess archetype because you lived for everyone else. So the best thing you can do in this situation is ask yourself these questions, step into reality, and then start thinking about, how can I start telling myself that I'm worthy, I'm capable, and important every day, so that I can walk through the fear storm. Because the only way you get to be the person you want to be is, 1, for doing it for you and only you. 2, by being willing to do what other people aren't willing to do, and accept yourself fully for who you are and be unapologetic about it. And 3, meet it with mastery and go and do it. So hopefully this training has really given you some food for thought. And remember, as always, this is just the surface level of what you may be fearing. If you want to talk and you want to know more about how you can overcome the chaos that you have maybe created in this situation in your life, feel free to reach out to me, and I'm more than happy to chat. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and of course TikTok. And of course, keep following me right here where we are right now on YouTube. Enjoy the day you create.